Hello, good people. This is Rose Media, and I'm your host, Rosemary Nyakoa. Today, we have brought you good things, especially for the youths, those who are pursuing their studies, their careers, and so forth and so on. Actually, today, we want to delve much on the aspect of employment to those who are pursuing their academics here in campus. So keep tuned as we are going to have our guest who will be giving us her views. Finally, we're having our guest here, and before I continue, maybe she begins by introducing herself.
Okay, my name is Mary Oplafula. I'm a student at Rongo University, second year taking Bachelor in Tourism and Hospitality Management.
Yes, and today we were supposed to delve much on the employment aspect as much as education is concerned. And as we are going to begin, maybe what do you think are your prospects uh, for employment after completing your studies?
Okay, for me, my prospects or expectation after completing my studies is that there will be high opportunities and chances for us to get employment there where we can support ourselves.
Okay, the chances are there. Actually, here in Kenya, chances are there. But what matters most, they normally speak of skills. So, do you see yourself in the capacity of having those skills to enable you get employed easily?
Yeah, I believe my universities because they give us chances to go for the attachment where we can acquire more skills before we go up to the field and
Okay, that's nice. And as we continue, what are some of your hopes, some of your fears, some of your concerns as you are delving into this academics as much as your course is concerned?
okay, my hopes is that the government will favor us as youth. Now that after we have completed our studies, the government will favor us as youth by giving us opportunities to be employed, or even if we don't get the opportunities, they give us the small capitals to start businesses so that we don't end up being because in future.
Okay, I want us to broaden it in this way. As we know now, the form of studies or academics that you had gone through is different from that of the CBC because we know that the CBC go through skills most of the time. So, do you think it as a concern where it will intrude or cut short your aspirations to get employment very fast because the job market opportunity needs competitive people.
Yeah, sure. The CBCs are great concern because they acquire skills for when they are in the lower level. Now coming to the upper level, they have greater skills. It's a great concern for us because the government will check because will be balancing between us and the CBCs. Yeah, it's a great concern.
Okay, and speaking much about the course you're doing, does the course you're doing have a higher number of ladies or men who are pursuing it? And if ladies are most into it, what can you say about that?
Yeah, for my course, ladies are many than men. And for me about it now, it will be a competition now. You've gone to apply for a job, they will just go for gender balance. If men are taking the tech also take the ladies, maybe you are there 15 ladies. Now it's also a concern for us to be limited.
Another thing, if you look at the society today, the men are delving much into the women in quotes activities. So at one point, does it seem as a competition? Because if you see even in the fashion industry, now the men are the ones who are taking it. And when you come to the hospitality tourism industry, also the men are taking over it. So what can you say about that?
Yeah, it's a great competition for us. So now it's a challenge for us that we get more skills than them so that we can have high opportunities of being employed.
Okay, and as you will be completing or after graduating, should you fail to get employment, what do you intend to do? If at one point maybe that employment has delayed, what are your aspirations?
Okay, my intentions to do after I complete and I fail to get the job or being employed. I will not choose to stay there. I will look for capital to start business because now if they are not employed, you paid money for your studies. It will force you to look for capital so that you can stand for yourself.
Okay, and what do you think it will be different from what others are doing? Because you are doing hospitality, maybe you decide to open a restaurant, a hotel. What do you think will be different from what we have nowadays so that it can move?
Okay, what can be different? Majoring on my course, I can go in and start the tourist attractions that have been dormant and go and activate it so that I can get opportunity to bring the business there and advertise it.
Okay, as you have had, employment does not require you to only sit, but to go and research much and get a lot of skills. And also, you should, as a person who studies, you should have a second thought, not just focusing on academics. So keep tuned as we will be continuing giving you updates of each and every activity that is happening currently and is majorly affecting the